Hi, Cheryl from Hassan Finance. When things get a little bit tighter financially, people start looking for financial clarity, reassurance, and a plan that can actually work for their budget. If your mortgage has started to feel a little bit uncomfortable, here's some options worth thinking about. The first option I'm going to talk about is called re-amortizing your loan. This simply means resetting your loan back to the full maximum 30-year term for loan. So if you purchased a house, say 10 years ago, your loan term may have 20 years left on it. And therefore, if you extend the loan term back out to 30 years with the same balance of your loan, your repayments are actually less. So this might help your monthly budget and add some money back to spend on things like electricity and groceries and all the essentials. The main thing about doing this is to remember that you actually will pay more interest. And so therefore it's important to know that once things get back to normal, things improve in the economy, things are more predictable worldwide, then you actually start putting more back into your home loan. So don't keep paying just the minimum repayment for the next 30 years. Put money back in, and that will mean it will offset the extra cost of paying interest over that longer term of the loan. Another thing that you can do is have a look at fixing the interest rate. I know I've talked about that on a previous video. So if you fix it, it's going to give you reassurances of how much your monthly repayment's going to be for that fixed rate term. Now, this is a real alternative to actually selling your property. If you think about selling and downsizing, also think about the cost. So a real estate agent's going to charge you around 2.75% in commission, and then there's the cost of purchasing the other property, which is going to cost stamp duty, transfer duty, and any other legal fees involved. I usually say it's going to cost around 100K simply to sell your property and get into another property. Now, weighing this up against the cost of the additional interest whilst you're paying that minimum repayment, I believe is really a good idea to have a look at whether that's the best way to go as an alternative to selling. Selling certainly is going to cost you dead money, whereas at least if you're paying a little bit in interest, it's saving you money. Not to mention the cost of removalists and all those additional things that are involved in moving into a new house. So the other way to also save some money is look at your current debts. So if you have credit cards, personal loans, credit cards, personal loans, car loans, then what you should consider doing is perhaps consolidating that all into the one home loan repayment. Yes, it does mean, again, you're paying more interest because you're extending that 7-year car loan over a 30-year term. Of course, you're going to pay more interest. But again, the action here is when things get better, put extra money in. You can put an extra $500 in a month, and that will actually mean you've got money in advance in your home loan, but also it's offsetting the interest you're paying, and therefore you haven't lost money in paying additional interest by just sticking to the minimum interest repayments for the full 30-year term. So I think at this point in time, if things are starting to feel a bit tight, it might be worth having a chat to me, running the numbers. I'm happy to walk you through options, see what's best for you, see how much you can save. If it's going to improve your cash flow, is it worth doing? Let's just have a look at the facts and have a look at your specific circumstances. So just book in an appointment with me via my Calendly link, which I have at the end of every email. Send me a text or send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to book you in and have a chat and run through the numbers, and you can let me know if this is helpful. Have a great day.